All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and continue our Python lessons. This is kind of embarrassing. I already recorded this video 3 other times, but my computer must have some kind of mistake because first it messed up the audio recording, and then 2 more times it messed up the video. One, it recorded the audio with static, and then the other one, it recorded the audio but with no video. And then on the third one, it recorded the video, but it recorded the desktop on the OBS screen, and it didn't change app. It was just the OBS screen, even though I was already in Visual Studio. So let's hope it goes well this time. So, last time and the day before, the time before that, we imported a data set into Python, and then we checked out the information of the data set. And then the last week, we made new data sets, separate data sets, given just 1 or 2 columns. And we even made a separate CSV file. So today we'll be working on visualizing. So for that, we need to import some important packages. And we're going to use the notation that a lot of programmers use. So I'm going to use SNS for Seaboard. And then I'm going to import matplotlib library, the plotting library, the pyplot as PLT. And then as always, import pandas because we're going to use a CSV. So pandas as PD. Next, remember the data set. So equals PD dot read underscore CSV. And if you ever PD, so PD dot read CSV. We need to say the file name. So we're going to go to the file. I have it under downloads. What's going on? Oh, whoops. No, don't do that. Open it on this one. Just trying to open it in a new tab. Oh, I just installed that. So OBS, not OBS, the archive. Let's go to my archive. Oh man, I'm clicking the middle button. See? And then we're gonna take the right click, rename, so we can select the name. Control A, Control C, and then we're gonna toss it into here. Control V, and then we're gonna check to see if it printed properly, if it imported properly. So we're gonna print the header of the file, the first 5 rows, just to see that it works. And then we're gonna run it. Run on. There we go. So we got the first 5 rows. Remember, it shows at 0 because most programming languages, they use indexing, so they start at 0. Sorry about that. I had to take a drink of my water. I've been coughing all week, so my throat gets dry and itchy, and I don't want to cough into the microphone. So make sure you put comments on your code so that if anyone else reads your code, reading code, reading the CSV file into a data frame, I'll call it a Python data frame. They can follow along. And in this next chunk, we're going to start visualizing. So visualizing the usage mode with a histogram so we can see which application gets which mode gets the most use. So how do people use their phones the most? So we're gonna go plt.hist, and remember we need to get like a slice of the data. So we're gonna put dataset bracket. We're gonna get uh, what's it called, usage mode, and press the tab so it can autocomplete. And then we're gonna see what it looks like. Plt.show. See, maybe we need to make any corrections. Oh, and we can see, notice that we have the name, the type of usage at the bottom, and the counts on the side. So let's go ahead and modify that. So plt.x label, we're going to call it usage type, and then the y label, we're going to call it counts. Then we're going to give this a title, plt title, and we're going to title this, we're going to call it app phone use type. Phone use type. So how are people using the phone? And notice how they're overlapping, the names are overlapping here. So we're gonna go plt xticks. We're gonna do rotation. We're gonna do a 45-degree rotation. And then once we run it, see, we got the usage type at the bottom, the X label usage type, the Y label counts. So how many people are using their phones for gaming, social media, browsing. It looks like the most usage that people have is for music, followed by social media, and then it looks like a tie for all the other ones. Okay, so next, let's see, we want to check what type of networks people are on when they're using the phone. So determining which network type people use the most on their phones. So we're going to go plt.hist for histogram, and we're going to go back to the names. It's called network type. So network underscore type, and then let's see if it'll display plt.show. Right. Oh, let's not forget data is from dataset. So notice that mistake. I told Python to make a histogram with the one time that I type network type. So let's see, plt show. So now that we know how it's going to print, see 5G, Wi-Fi, 4G. So let's go ahead and provide labels. On the x-axis, let's call it connection type. Connection type. Um, the y-axis, let's call it counts, because that's how a histogram works. We're doing counts, and we're going to give it a title to the graph. let's call it how people um, type of connection to the internet. We're gonna see when we run. There we go. See connection type 5G, Wi-Fi, and 4G. Then we got the counts. So the highest seems to be 5G, and then 4G in second place, and Wi-Fi in third place. Okay. Now, what if we want to use continuous data? So let's use this as CPU usage. So how heavy are people using the phone? Let me see. Displaying the CPU usage of the cell phones in the study. So we're gonna go, what's it called? CPU underscore usage underscore comma. So PLT dot plot. We're not gonna use a histogram because now we're gonna be using continuous data, not just integer data. So we're gonna have decimals. So it's hard to make a histogram when we have decimals. Histograms are better for when you have whole numbers. So PLT plot, and we're gonna go data set, um, CPU usage, there we go. Tab to autocomplete, and then uh, PLT.show just to see what type of, well, let's give it a title. Since we know what we're plotting, we're plotting the CPU usage on the phones. PLT.show. Oh, look at that. We can see that the most heavy usage is where we have the more solid, and it looks like it's between 20 and 40, because that looks like a solid bar, as opposed to over here, we have a lot of white spacing, so that means there isn't that many. We can also change the colors. See right here, on bool, we can go color, red, if I remember correctly, red. Yeah, see, red. I'm partial to purple myself, so I'll use purple. There we go. But by default, you don't have to add the color. It'll just use blue by default. Okay. Now let me check the recording time. Because as you know, this is YouTube. I could do max 15 minutes, or else I have to sign up for a phone, like an official account of what's it called? Under recording account. I forgot what it was called. Where I need to give in my phone number, and I don't want to do that. They already know my watch history. I don't want them to know my phone number as well. I don't need YouTube to know who it is that's watching all the VTubers. As you can see, I watch a bunch of VTubers and a bunch of Linux stuff. Uh, oh, and I was watching on how to do Kden and watching some videos on why people use Linux for development. And as a reminder, I'm not using Windows, So if you try to duplicate my system, just know I'm not on Windows. This is my software. I'm on Zorin OS 18 Pro. I'm on the latest version. See, I'm 64 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes of SSD, and I got this laptop on Amazon. It's a Lenovo ThinkPad. However, I got it on Amazon because the default is 16 gigs of RAM and a 256 gigabyte SSD. And since I'm doing data science at Grand Canyon University, I needed, for my neural network, I needed a lot of memory. So this is what I needed, 64 gigs. And so for anyone interested, here I will show you as you do at update and as you do at upgrade, enter the password, and this is how you update your system. So you just hit yes or Y, bam. It's that easy. That's why I started using Zorin. And I have another laptop. Um, I have Manjaro on that one with the KDE desktop environment. I just don't know how to connect it to this desktop laptop as an input. But let me know if you would like to see that. Alright, I hope this was helpful. I think I went over time. Uh, okay, let me just. I hope that helped. Have a wonderful day.